Hi, guys. Welcome back to Her Career, Her Way, the podcast where we empower ambitious individuals by giving them the tools, strategies, and honest conversations to help you navigate your chaotic career that comes with your 20s. And as a fellow 20 something, I definitely feel you and I empathize because it is definitely a confusing time in our lives. I mean, every single aspect of our life is uncertain and that can create a lot of, anxious feelings and things like that. So I'm here to tell you, you're not alone and we are going to get through this together. And it's exciting. So let's get into it. So this episode is very spontaneous. I was just literally listening to an audiobook from Joe Dispenza on breaking the habits of being yourself. And I think it is such I don't know. I'm so entranced by it. I don't even know how to kind of talk about this feeling that I'm having, but it's like I can't pull away from this book. It's so good. However, I do need to read it bit by bit because there is there's a ton of information. There's a lot of information about the brain, which I'm really interested in. And as you know, in Her Career, Her Way, I love to do a little bit of research just so then I can kind of get that evidence backed thinking and also have that acknowledgement of different perspectives, which I think is so imperative to broadening your perspective on life. So I love to bring in these research backed tools and just kind of how they resonate into my life and how I can utilize them to then change and grow. So, one thing that he was talking about in his book was something about gratitude. And I just think that is so fitting with kind of Thanksgiving if you're an American, or honestly, just being thankful in general and having gratitude in this holiday season, I think is really important, especially when you're going to be kind of breaking out of your routine and going home for the holidays if you are, which, I'm so grateful to be able to go home and see my family and celebrate and just be with them and spread the love, which I think is so important. And so, in terms of gratitude, he was talking about three things in particular that have to be in line in order to change your quantum field. And this quantum field, as I take it right now, is kind of your physical reality world. And so, the three things is your thoughts, feelings, and actions. And these all need to be aligned together to create the potential change that you want. And basically, what this all is your beliefs and your thoughts and your feelings change and influence your environment, which is so important. So if you are constantly thinking negative thoughts or you have limiting beliefs, such as I can't open up a business, or I can't get an A on that exam, or I can't get an interview, or I can't get an internship, well, that is reflecting into your external world because you're putting that energy out there. And so, what this book talks about is these three important things, and you have to have them all aligned in order to change your physical reality and basically your quantum field. And this is kind of quantum leaping in it, which I'm still getting so into. So, I'm not an expert at all. I'm just learning this. All of this information is me just learning it for fun and something that I'm really interested in. So, again, the three things that Joe Dispenza talks about is your thoughts, feelings, and actions. And this is basically kind of the quantum entanglement of these three items where one thing affects the other thing because they're all particles and they're all bouncing off and affecting each other. So they're basically explicitly connected. And what's so important is that we think sometimes like mind over matter. I've definitely heard that term of like you can change your reality just with your thoughts. You have that control if you really just like put yourself into it. If you're disciplined, if you're proactive, and that's all true. It is true that you need to have your thoughts, but you also have to have your feelings. And this is where he talked about the heart focus coherence and how powerful your feelings are. And so before we go into the feelings, I just want to go into the thoughts a little bit more. And so basically the thoughts are the catalyst for change. They're the electrical charge. They're your mind. They're things that you think of, kind of like, I think I want this internship, or I think that I want to apply for this retail position, something like that, whatever your thoughts are. And then Your feelings are that heart emotion, that kind of gut feeling that you have, kind of that magnetic charge, as Joe Dispenza talks about. And our bodies are only informed by our feelings. So basically, if I'm feeling like I'm not enough, or if I'm feeling like I don't have the credentials to go into fashion, or I don't have enough experience, I'm feeling inadequate. Or lately, I've been feeling really overwhelmed with uni and just the deadlines and also applications as I'm in my final year of university, as I've mentioned. And so I'm feeling really overwhelmed and I'm feeling like, like I just have so much stress and maybe I won't be able to get everything done. I hope that resonates with other people as well, especially in this season of just so much is happening. And I always underestimate how much stress and overwhelmed I feel during these holiday seasons. But basically, what this is happening is when your thoughts and your feelings aren't aligned, are inconsistent, then you're not going to be able to project what you want, even if your thoughts are wanting you to go there, into your reality because your feelings are holding you back, or vice versa, whatever it is for you. And so that's why it's so, so important to have that clear intention, which are your thoughts, plus that passionate engagement, which is your feelings. And then you can broadcast that powerful electric magnetic energy out into the quantum field, which will then push it towards your potential of where you want to head and to your new reality, basically. And then we want to add in the actions, which is the last little bit. And this is kind of, are you doing the same things? Are you doing the same predictive things in a day? It's basically your routine. And if you're not changing, if you're not acting as if, as I've talked about before, if you're not thoroughly making a change, then you're not going to get where you're going as well. So, for example, if I'm not applying to an internship, then I'm not going to get one. You have to do the actions as well. And with the actions plus the thoughts and the feelings, that's where you can reflect your new reality. And it was interesting because he was talking about how the state of being actually can wind and unwind your DNA, which I think is absolutely crazy. So basically, when you have the thoughts, feelings, and actions all aligned, your DNA is unwinding or winding. And that's just insane to me because as a person who loves control, this is just perfect for me because it's giving me the steps to see how I can create my new reality. It's giving me the confidence and encouragement and empowerment to know that if I actually start changing my thoughts and if I start feeling that thing that I want and then doing the actions, that I can create my new reality, that this is possible. But what's so important, and this is the little caveat, is that you cannot go towards the predictive outcomes. Basically, it's so important to expect the unexpected. Because if you are searching for these predictive outcomes, if you are constantly following that routine and not getting out of it and not doing something new or wanting to be surprised or being curious, then what you're doing is you're letting your external control your internal. And this is where the gratitude bit comes in because for so many years, and it's true for all of us, when we ask what are you grateful for, you look back, you reflect back. You say, "Oh, I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for the clothes that I have. I'm grateful for the house that I have." And that is all good, and I think we should still do that. I think it's really important to be grateful for what you have because that gives a sense of appreciation. It gives a sense of more awareness of what you already have and to be thankful for that so that you can come from that kind of abundant mindset and you're not constantly looking for more and you're not coming from that scarcity place of, oh my gosh, I don't have enough, because you're reminding yourself that you do have enough. You have a home, you have a family, you have a bed to sleep on, whatever it is. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day, whatever it might be. It's so important to kind of reflect back. And I'm a huge reflector. I love thinking back on my actions and whatever, so then I can learn and grow from there. And I don't think we should stop doing that. But in addition to this, I think that we need to start adding, and what I want to start adding is kind of the gratitude for the potential that can come and the opportunities that can arise. And so gratitude needs to be more than just a mind thing or an intellectual thing where your thoughts are and what you already have in the external, but also you need to feel this gratitude. You need to be grateful for this potential. And that energy in that passion and mindfulness of what you're grateful for can then transmit to the field and reflect your new reality from there. This is kind of just taking a leap of faith. So, for example, I am grateful for the potential of moving to a new city and living my life there. I'm grateful for the potential of meeting new people that will inspire me and ignite my energy of being passionate about, whatever industry that I'm going to. I'm grateful for the potential of a new internship coming up or a job coming up or popping up on my LinkedIn or Indeed or wherever it is that fits what I want. I'm grateful for the potential to have financial security and independency. And when you kind of are having these thoughts and you actively are feeling them too, like you feel like this is going to happen, this is in alignment. So if your thoughts and feelings aren't aligned, that's where you need to kind of reflect back and see how you can align it. I'm going to use an internship just because this is career focused. For example, if I say that I want to get an internship in this industry, or I want to get an associate role. And then you look and you see that it needs like 3+ years of experience. And you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't have that experience. I don't have that experience. I can't do this. I can't do this at all. That's where you need to look back, look at your experiences that you do have. Maybe the role that is listed isn't the one for you. Maybe you actually need to go to more of an entry level position. Or maybe you need to connect with somebody from your alumni network or something like that, or a friend of family, whatever, and ask them about it. Ask them what you think you need for that position. And those are the action steps as well. So I'm going to give an example of kind of uni work. For example, you have this huge essay that's due on December 18th or something. This is a real case, by the way. And your thoughts are, I need to finish it by that deadline. But your feelings are like, oh my gosh, I haven't even started. I haven't even picked a company. I haven't even looked at a research article. I can't do this. This feels way too much. I can't get this done. Well, if you're feeling like this is overwhelming, then maybe just stop for a second. Just take 5 minutes, decompress, breathe, do a meditation, come back to a balanced, grounded state. And then what you can do is you can reverse engineer it. You can say, okay, because I'm feeling so overwhelmed and anxious about this deadline, I'm going to start small and then build up from there. The first week, you're going to do some research on this company, topic, whatever you're doing. And then the second week, I'm going to look at the marketing criteria, see if everything's relevant and resonates and is in accordance to what the brief is asking me for. And then I'm going to start doing a rough draft. And then the third week, I'm going to review that, see if everything is good, revise it, whatever you need to do, nitpick, detail orientation stuff, whatever. So you're kind of aligning all of those 3 facets. And this can go for an internship or finance as well. Say with finance, your thought is, I want to be financially independent, but your feeling is like, oh my gosh, I can't do that. Like I've never been financially independent in my life. How am I supposed to do that? Well, maybe what you can do is you can reframe that, or you can kind of realign this by saying, and I'm very grateful that I have parents that, will support me a little bit after my university experience. And I know that's not always the case with everybody else. And so I am definitely very grateful for that. And if you guys have support, it's so important to just acknowledge your privilege of where you're standing for. So I want to say that as a preface before I go into this. But say, okay, maybe I can't be financially independent right away. Maybe what I can do is ask them to support me 6 months after my university experience. And so I have that little buffer time. And then my feelings have calmed down a little bit. I know that I have that support for 6 months so that then I can take action to see how I can actually become financially independent after those 6 months are up. And so then my thoughts, my feelings, and my actions are all aligned, and then I can reflect my new reality of becoming financially independent. But you have to believe it. You have to believe that you can become what you want. Because if you don't have that belief, then you won't be able to reflect that on your outer world. And that is the imperative part. If you take anything away, you have to remember that your beliefs influence your reality. I'm going to start being grateful for the potentials in the world and the opportunities. I'm going to remain curious and I'm going to be really intentional about what my thoughts, my feelings, and my actions are in my day to day life. And yeah, I hope this helps. I know it was a bit everywhere. It was definitely more of a spontaneous episode. And I don't know if you guys like this or things like that. I definitely did not prepare at all. And maybe that was good. I don't know. I hope this resonated with you and I hope it kind of empowers you to really be intentional about your beliefs and be curious and be excited about what your life can be. Because when you have that excitement, I think that gives you a little bit of hope about what you can become and how you can actually attain your dream in life. And that's what I'm here for because I truly believe that everyone is capable of having what they want. And it's so important to believe it yourself. Definitely send this to a friend if you feel like they might need a little bit of encouragement and hope. That's what this community is all about. I appreciate each and every one of you. Definitely comment below if this resonated. And I read every single comment. And I am so grateful for each and every one of you. I'm grateful for the people that will potentially listen. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Hazel Ann Felder, and my mission is to really just encourage everyone to follow their dreams because I truly believe that you can attain whatever you want, you can achieve whatever you want. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!